The first of our training pairs are no strangers to viewers of MuscleTV or to fans of Australian bodybuilding for that matter, as this week we feature two old mates and two very big units that we simply like to call Luke Senior and Luke Junior. Luke Senior is of course Big Luke Wood, six-time Mr Australia, IFBB Pro and one of Australia's most successful and popular bodybuilders for over a decade. Big Luke certainly knows how to push some big weights. Luke Jr. is Luke Schembri, a great bloke that's also won his share of national titles, including the 2007 and 2008 IFBB Super Heavyweight Mr Australia titles. An all-round athlete, Luke's also won an Australian Wrestling Championship to boot. The two Lukes are old mates. They're training back this week, so let's take a look at what they got up to.
Today we're going to do back, just traditional hardcore back workout. Nothing fancy, just one exercise at a time. All the basics, but just pay close attention to our form. So even though you might do these exercises yourself, you might pick up our form. You know, that's most important. So that's what we're going to be doing today, some back. Anyone can do it. You know, obviously guys our size, we throw a bit of weight around.
A bit of machines this time too, so be the equipment, you know, in any gym anywhere. So it's not just limited to bodybuilders or anything. Anyone can sort of do this type of training.
Okay, let's go.
Look at Luke does his back, you see his lats. Come down and squeeze down. You see it there, just squeeze them together. Just really putting his lower back into it. Lats.
I'm a form man. I work on form where Luke's form goes out the window a little bit. You know, I don't go anywhere near as heavy as I used to. I personally don't feel it as much as if I was isolating. I went a little bit heavier today than I normally would. I'm trying to be a bodybuilder, not a power lifter, so I actually probably feel it a little bit more when I go a bit lighter. One-arm dumbbell rows, you know, it's just an old traditional, pretty basic mass exercise for back. 140 pound, 10 reps. The 160s here, you would have lifted them too. So I'm doing all right for an old boy. I feel you can go as heavy as you want, but form has to be number one. So as soon as that goes out the window, you're taking away what you're trying to achieve. And if you're trying to be a bodybuilder, form's most important. So you've got to look at what you want to achieve, okay? So if you're trying to rip under those muscle fibers and specifically work a particular muscle, I just want to work back. So I'm not trying to bring any biceps, any shoulders, nothing into it. Of course, a little bit of those muscles are going to come into it, but your primary muscle should be back or chest or shoulders, whatever you're trying to work. The secondary muscles are going to eventually kick in, but you don't want them to take over rather than what you're actually trying to do. I'll do some seated rows, just showing you a variation of two different seated row exercises. I'm 32, almost 33.
33 nearly.
Almost 33. I mean, I'm still young in most people's eyes, but I feel I can't actually lift like I was doing. I've got to train a little bit smarter these days. I can't throw around the big weights like I used to, but I'm a better bodybuilder for it. My main thing is if I'm injured, I'm no good. So try and work intense, work hard, but without trying to go too crazy and defeat the purpose of what I'm trying to be, and that's a bodybuilder. Now we're moving on to hammer strength, lower pulley, seated row, so we're going to work the lower lats and the middle back. So we'll get to it, we just got to put a bit of weight on there.
A lot of the workouts I do are a combination of going heavy and then I'll rep out at the end, and that's because of what Luke's taught me with like repping out and getting the pump and squeezing the muscle. Whereas Luke's workouts, he's shown me that lighter weight and squeezing and really getting the pump is just as important as going heavy too.
Luke's doing a variation here, one arm at a time. I was doing two arms. So he's getting a big stretch as he leans forward right through his lat here and squeezing. So a bit similar to one arm dumbbell row, but in a machine. So this would be more isolated than doing one arm dumbbell row. They take less stress off the bicep and more focus on the back here, and that's the key. Width is one thing, having that thickness. You look at all the great bodybuilders like Lee Haney, Dorian Yates, Ronnie Coleman, they won a lot of their shows when they turned around. So back is just such an important body part. Someone's using good form, you got to do these exercises. You want a big back, that's how you got to do it. Nothing fancy, just basic thickness. The meat and potato exercises of backs. You can see a massive thickness here in Luke's lower and middle back. We worked the lats, the middle back's been worked, the lower back, and as you can see there, the lats are pumped. The thickness in the centre here, which is really what makes the difference between, the good bodybuilders and the ones that just can't actually get there.